Hi guys, I just thought I would come to you real quick and share a lunch idea that I'm fixing for my family for the weekend. Egg salad is something we like. It's very simple, it's inexpensive, and my family really likes it. So I have a dozen eggs boiling on the stove right now, and I'll come back when we've got them ready. Okay, so I've cooked my eggs and cooled them with cool water. Now they need to be peeled. So I will start that process, cracking and peeling them. I hope they peel easily. I always do mine on a paper towel just because it cuts down on the mess. Yeah, these are gonna peel very easily, very quickly. And there we have a peeled egg. So I boiled a dozen eggs, and that will make quite a bit, but my family really enjoys this recipe. I can send this to work with my husband for his lunch. My daughter loves this. This is probably, she would tell you this is probably her favorite as far as like lunch sandwich would go. So it's economical, it's easy to do, and it's pretty healthy because eggs are full of protein. And I realize a lot of people do. I didn't realize it until I got to know people from different areas. A lot of people do their egg salad in different ways. Some people put sweet pickle relish in their egg salad. And some people put onions. But I use just, I boil my eggs. And I will use a little bit of salt and pepper, just a little bit of sugar, not much. And then I use Miracle Whip and just a little bit of mustard for my dressing. And that's what my family enjoys. I'm glad these eggs are peeling so nicely. When we had chickens and our eggs were fresh, I would try to boil eggs. You can't have pretty eggs for deviled eggs or anything because the shell sticks so badly to the egg white that it just leaves a mess. No matter what I would try, I couldn't get my fresh eggs to peel nicely. So I prefer fresh eggs for many reasons, but we don't have fresh eggs available to us right now. So I'm buying my eggs at the store, and they are peeling so nicely. Wow, doesn't get much easier than that. One more egg to go. These are peeling very quickly today. I'm so glad. Sometimes this can be quite the time-consuming thing to get the eggs peeled, but these are just peeling like a dream. Yep, last egg peeled. Okay, So this I will wrap up in my paper towel, and it is ready for the trash with no mess left behind. I love it. Those little tiny pieces of shell can get everywhere. Okay, so what I do now is I take one egg at a time, and I use a fork, and I just mash down on the egg until it is very finely chopped up, mashed up, ground up, whatever you call it. There's one egg. This would be a good recipe to make if you have chickens and you have that overabundance of eggs. I know at times there's more eggs than you can possibly even give away. Certain seasons they just seem like they lay a lot more. We would always end up with times where we had more eggs than we knew what to do with, and this is a good recipe to fix times like that. Use up your eggs. And today I ended up with a lot of extra eggs in my fridge just from I don't know, trips to the store, and I over purchased, I suppose, but I probably at some point had thought, I bet I will make egg salad, and then bought an extra dozen eggs to do that, and so here I am making my egg salad. See how easy this is? It just is no trouble at all. Goes together very quickly, and it's wonderful. Just, it really does taste good. I don't know, especially in the summertime, cold salads are really good. Okay. Now, let's see, I don't know. I have my eggs in the bowl that I need to put my smashed eggs in, so it's kind of got me in a spot here. And when you take them off the stove and drain off the boiling water, I just set mine in the sink, in the pan, set the pan in the sink and just let the cold water run on them for several minutes. And it cools them right down. It cools them. These are just barely warm, and it's just been a few minutes. So they're easier to handle when they're not so hot. And I think that does help the shells come off easier too when you stop that cooking process so quickly. I have a trick to share with you, just in case you do. You're not sure about eggs, the freshness of your eggs. If you will take a pan of cold water or a bowl of cold water, just from the sink, run some cool water in a bowl or a pan, and put your eggs in. Make sure the eggs are covered by about an inch of water. The fresh eggs will stay on the bottom of your bowl or your pan. The eggs that are not safe to eat will float to the top. So if you have any eggs that float, like if you've had eggs in your fridge for a while and you're not sure how fresh they are, I would recommend that you float them. And that will tell you their freshness. Now, occasionally you'll have some eggs that they'll like float up on their tip, but they'll still be at the bottom of the bowl, but they might stand up in the water. Those are still fresh and good enough to eat. But the freshest will be those that just remain laying on the bottom of your bowl. And the floaters need to be thrown away. Those would not be safe to eat. We did that a lot when we had chickens, you know, when we weren't sure. Like my kids would find a clutch of eggs somewhere, and we would want to make sure they were fresh before we ate them. And also if I've had eggs in my fridge for a while, I will float them before I use them to cook with. So there's just an interesting egg fact for you. All right, my eggs are now all smashed up, Now then, I will put them in my bowl somehow. My bowl might not be big enough, I just am noticing, so we'll see. It might be fine. And you could just do 1 or 2 eggs at a time for egg salad, depending on how much you want to make. I just threw a whole dozen in today because it's Saturday and we'll be working outside some. We'll be in and out a lot. This will be good for snacking. This will be good for lunches. Like I said, my husband will probably take some to work with him in his lunch this week. And I know my daughter will enjoy it as well. Okay, it did fit in my bowl. So I'm going to move my messy cutting board out of the way and show you how I mix up my egg salad. Okay. First thing I do is I add the salt, and I don't have correct measurements on any of these things. It's called a pitch and throw recipe where you just add what you think so I give it a good sprinkle of salt since there's 12 eggs in here. Give it a good sprinkle of salt. And pepper if you can get it open. Yes. Okay, then I use just a little bit of sugar to cut the taste of the mayonnaise. Or Miracle Whip, whichever you prefer. And pepper always makes me cough. All right, so there's our salt, pepper, a little bit of sugar. Okay, now I will use my awesome scraping spatula that I love, and I will put some mayonnaise in there. Actually, I'm using Miracle Whip today. My husband prefers mayo, but I've always used Miracle Whip in this recipe, so. Excuse me. I'm having to scoop way down to the bottom of the jar. I have another jar I can open if I need to, but I wanted to use what I had open first. And I will stop here in a minute. I'm kind of cautious about how much to add, because if you add too much, you can't take away from it, but if you don't add enough, you can always add to your recipe. So I add just a little bit of mustard, not very much, and then mix this up. Make sure you get it all stirred in from the bottom up as well. I believe that's just about the right amount. It looks good. Looks like the right texture. And I will taste to make sure that I did get the right amount of salt and sugar and things in. I will use my smashing fork to taste my egg salad. Very good. So that's how fast you can make a nice bowl of egg salad for your family. Enjoy and subscribe to my channel, and feel free to comment and request recipes or ask questions or let me know what you would like to talk about. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.